Hello, everybody. My name is Colson Kaufman, and today we are speaking again on the 2024 election and speaking mostly on who has the best chances. Now, we already know Trump has the best chances at winning this 2024 election, but if you saw in the last video, I made a video about what are the best odds that come from Trump, and the only best odds is that he really wins Minnesota. Um, that is, as far as I know, in the current election, that he has possibility for Minnesota, but I haven't found anything else yet that proves that Trump can win New Mexico or Colorado or any one of those other states. But today, to make it even out, I am going to be doing Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden is not very publicly figured as able to win the presidency already. So even his best odds are not going to win him the presidency, and I can almost predict that myself right here as I look at the stats next to me. The stats I'm using is from 270towin.com, and they're the only ones that are kind of siding more with Biden, even though several other web sources, CNN, the New York Times, NBC, Fox News, they all want to use and say legitimately that Trump is in the lead. 270towin.com is trying to not let that be. So we're going off of those stats. And first, I want to go over Joe Biden's automatic safe states, which this is more lenient, but he is almost guaranteed Oregon. But Washington and California, as well as Hawaii, he is almost guaranteed a win. I'd also say the more eastern states over here, he's guaranteed to win. The only ones that I'm going to put lean on is Maine's first district and New Hampshire, dependent on how the New Hampshire caucus will go on the 23rd, which is 3 days from when you're seeing this, because the last video I uploaded has either been uploaded as the 19th today or have been uploaded a couple hours ago as the 20th. I've not decided how to upload that yet. And then Trump's safe states, most of the West, he should be able to win very easily. That includes Nebraska and one of their districts, two of the districts, including the state itself, should be lenient on Donald Trump. Just all through here should come as easy to get. I'm going to put Iowa based on the general election. I'm going to put him more lenient, but he's probably most likely going to win Iowa. And also here in the South. So already, and I'm going to put Alaska kind of more lenient, already a 131, 135. So right now, and also I'm going to put this up just to be kind of safe about it, because I do think one of districts in Maine is more Republican, but less people live out here. It's more kind of down here that people live in. So he's still going to win that part. 135 to 132. So now we get into what is more lenient on Trump, and I'll do that first by explaining what the current status is, and that is that he will probably win Georgia. There's a big percentage of people, especially in minorities, and the governmental system based on who's elected, that are saying that, yeah, Joe Biden's crooked. He is insane. Why would we ever vote for him like we did the first time, which I do believe was illegitimately taken from Trump the same way Iowa was. But in the way that Joe Biden puts it, he won it fair and square. And if that was true, there are people who are reconsidering in a good manner by voting for Trump, and that's why I think he's going to win Georgia back. Same thing with North Carolina here. It says on 270towin.com that he's only leading by 4%, but if you've looked at other people's stats, some people like to say mostly that he rounds out about 8 to 9% of winning North Carolina. And North Carolina used to be a swing state and is still shown to be a swing state, but it's come to me over recent years that North Carolina is just coming dominantly to be Republican, as most of the South is, excluding Maryland and Virginia. And then we get into Florida. I think Florida is almost guaranteed to win for Trump. Florida used to be one of those states where it used to be like switching Democrat and Republican, and for a long time it actually was Democratic itself. But in 2016, that really all did change because after Obama finished his second term in office, a lot of people were hoping that Hillary Clinton could easily, in a landslide, win Florida. And in fact, it was mostly suggested that she would, but she never did. And I think there's a big old population in here that will support in Trump, as well as there being a big minority push that will support Trump as well as DeSantis. If DeSantis drops out, which if he did, it wouldn't surprise me by much, it will also push Trump to win this state a lot more, and I can guarantee it. The next one is Texas. It's almost guaranteed. There are a lot more liberals out of Colorado and from California moving there, but that doesn't mean that Trump's going to lose it. There's such a big population in Texas that he's most likely going to win it anyway. And with that, we get into Arizona. I think Arizona is still going to most likely vote for Donald Trump. The percentage that 270 wants to give so far to me, and this is from January 15th, so it's a little bit out of date. They want to say that Biden he's not leading, but he's only 4% behind. But most other places I've checked out, CNN included, Fox News included, they want to say he's pushing more like 9%, and especially in places like Nevada, most likely to win. Because Nevada is now a swing state. It never was before. It was mostly just a Latino state, and now it's a Latino swing state, which means Trump has enabled more of the West to agree that Biden sucks, as well as the fact that most of these states are kind of getting over the fact that the immigration rate at which it's growing from the border over here is insane. We can't fit all these people here. We can't even, there's so many people, 8 million, if not more, over the past 3 years that have been put as citizens living happy lives with no jobs and no education, but we have nowhere to put them. So these states right here, being mostly affected by it, 3 of which have said, we're done, we can't do it, because no one else wants them. There's not enough in California, there's not enough in Nevada, nor Arizona, nor Utah, nor New Mexico, Texas, or Colorado. There's not enough room for them, and you can't put them all in Alaska or Wyoming because we still don't have enough people to fit all of these immigrants. It's becoming a live problem, and it's only going to grow worse. But let's say Joe Biden fixes that. So Joe he sweeps up the mess here, and everything's a-okay. Well, in that case, now we kind of move on. I'd almost say more to his best odds. Also, New York. I forgot to include New York. It's almost guaranteed. But I'm also going to put it lenient. I was looking at some more counties in New York, and Trump is only behind by 9 points. So that could come up to be a little bit worse for Joe in the future. But I'm not saying that New York is going to be a Republican state anytime soon. And then here we go. Best chances. I talked whenever you saw the last video that Minnesota is kind of like at the lowest lenient state for Minnesota, but saying that Biden has the best odds, he'll probably win Minnesota. Couple thousand voters, maybe a couple 10,000. It's possible. And then New Mexico, in best odds, he might win the state. And with Colorado, he might win the state. He's almost pretty much guaranteed. As well as Illinois being most likely to win the state. And then Virginia here, we get into most likely to win the state. DC, almost guaranteed to win the state. I seriously can't remember a time where Republicans actually won DC. I can't think of anyone. Not even Nixon's done it. Not Ronald Reagan. No, I don't know anyone that has actually won in DC as a Republican. So it's just one of those things I don't guarantee Trump has any possible lead in. And Trump most likely will win Ohio, recent polls, even from 270, like to say that he's almost 10 points above Joe Biden in that state, so he's guaranteed to win that state alone. And Biden here is probably going to win one of the districts in Nebraska and most likely win Maine itself. So now we're looking at a 226, 268 here. And here we go back to the blue wall states, or what I call them now is the red wall states, because they seem to switch. These two states are actually swing states. This one has not been known for being a swing state. It's been mostly known for being, hey, you're either Republican or Democrat, and a lot of times they've been Democrat, but they've shown that this blue wall is falling similar to the Soviet Union. Sorry for the clapping in the background. Parents are watching basketball or something. But Michigan's state to keep the blue wall up with Wisconsin and Pennsylvania is falling similarly to the Berlin Wall. It's falling from once being blue and liberal and now is becoming conservative and Republican, or MAGA. And you see this a lot, but say that, and it's almost, I'm going to say Trump's not going to win, or Trump's not going to lose Michigan, because the way that it's growing, even from 270.com, they're saying 270towin.com is still saying that he's still going up 5% against Joe. So it's still most likely that Joe will not keep up with that. But that doesn't mean that he can't lose or win these. It is saying right now that by 270towin.com, this is the only place I've actually found where Biden is leading by 1%. So very lenient, but is winning in Pennsylvania. I doubt that is true because, again, a lot of Hispanic and minority leaders, not just leaders, minorities in general, that includes Black, Hispanic, Latino, etc., Asians even, are voting for Donald Trump. So I just don't see how Biden could be winning in Pennsylvania when he's said probably most outrageous racist things on TV, and he's gone away with saying racist stuff, but not anymore. He's not going to be. And that goes also with Wisconsin. It says from 270.com that he is leading Wisconsin by 2%. I have high doubts again for that, because when I checked the counties, Trump is winning in the counties in these three states by a big portion. In fact, by all states, he's winning a lot by them, except for, of course, the ones that are predominantly blue. But based off of what I'm getting from 270.com, Joe Biden is seen to possibly win Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. I highly doubt it. In fact, I outrageously highly doubt it. But that's about really it. I just figured I'd make it even and talk about both candidates and their best chances, best odds, best outcomes. And Trump still wins no matter who it is. Just because Biden could possibly, by slim margins, get Wisconsin or Pennsylvania does not make him eligible of winning. He would have to win. He would have to win either one of these states here in order to do that. But really, he's at a lost cause. There is going to be no Joe. There is no Joe Biden. There is no such thing as Biden anymore. But that's really about it. And yeah, I will see you all in the next political video.